for the faint of heart. We all stars, win or lose, we don't play the part. And when the going getting tough, I get to going hard. You bring your best.
How rude.
Well, guys, quite the January.
He's a little stressed out.
We didn't have a podcast last week just because we were upside down and inside out. But
No, my work has been crazy.
a lot of
His
busy
work has been
weeks,
crazy.
Not necessarily bad things happening, just busy. 3 a.m. to friggin' 9 p.m. But welcome to the Boston the Beast podcast. We're back. This one's going to be short. We're going to let you guys listen to this on the ride to work and then be done. We want you to comment, ask some questions, tell us what you want to hear from us. So we get a theme going here. Besides us talking about poop finger.
I don't have any poop finger stories to share.
It smells like poop in here, but that's different. That's just because we ran out of isolate whey, and so I was using some of the regular whey protein. It don't work very well in this region. I mean, I'd like to blame it on her, but it's not. It's me, 100% me. But
I went and bought the protein that works for me.
yeah, like 6
I'm not drinking that garbage.
of like all different flavors. I'm like, we gotta get rid of this shit.
Like, listen, I'm not going to be gassing it out at work.
Well, I didn't even think about that because it's been so long. So after like 2 days, I'm like, why is my stomach just all day long? And I'm like, oh, I was sitting on the shitter. I'm like, oh, it's the way. Oh, man. Well, still got 2 containers left at least to finish, so it's going to be nasty for a couple of days. Waste not, want not.
There's an extra bathroom in the back.
Yeah.
That one.
They're both way far away from the kitchen, so that's a good thing. You know, nothing like sitting at a restaurant by the bathroom door, you know.
Everybody's in there. And exploding.
Shit. Well,
Shit.
literally. Yeah, Melissa had 2 weeks that were 12, 13, 14-hour days every day. And then, shit, I'm up with her at that same time, and I'm coming back even later than that some of the days. And I'm back and forth with the gym.
Yeah, like packing my shit so I can go straight to the gym from work because I know
Save the half
if I
an hour,
don't do that, then I won't ever get to sleep. Well, we made it past those 2 weeks. Now we have like a slower-ish week this week. Hallelujah. So we need it.
For her. For you guys who had the surgery center, yeah.
It's not necessarily a good thing work-wise, but it's good for us nurses that need a little bit of a chill week.
But I don't think this is just us. I think, you know, everybody I've talked to kind of has that initial January rush where everybody's gung-ho, let's get back in the gym. Not just the gym, but let's just get back into work. They pushed the surgeries off that they couldn't get done before the holidays. Now they're back to back. And, you know, you gotta, what they say, make hay while the sun shines, you know, because there is going to be slow weeks. You need to make the dough. You can't wuss out and call in because you don't like working with somebody or it's just too hard. I mean, nut up and get the job done. I have a pretty decent staff, so that's good. And, you know, we're making it happen. People are excited. They're loving training. Hernia update, I guess, right? It's been, 18 days? Thursday would have been, it's 18 days by the time you guys watch this. So I hit legs on Saturday. I mean, the first Saturday after, so that was about 9 days after, I just did leg extensions and leg curls, you know, sets of 20, kind of like, now I'm hitting hack squats, leg press at about 70%, not pushing anything, just keeping the reps at 15, you know, nice and tempoed. Legs are still freaking sore. Back's still sore. I did back today, and last Monday I did back. It was still sore today when I did. It's amazing you take 2 or 3 weeks off, how the body just regresses to a certain degree. And it's also good to have those deloads because your body's like, oh shit, it like tricks the body into thinking it's new input again, right? But I'm having fun with it. It feels good. You know, keeping the weights a little bit lower, really focusing on contractions. But by the end of this week, we're turning it on. Next week we're turning it on. That'll have given me 4 weeks to slowly taper back up. The surgery actually feels good. It's just the incision that's it gets really stiff. Yeah, the scar tissue while it's healing. So that's what's irritating if I put a belt on it, not the actual pressure. But yeah, I'm excited. It's awesome. I think it's a win-win all around, right? I mean, it couldn't have been any better. I don't think. Yeah.
And I mean, you can't even tell that there was a surgery. Like,
you can't even tell.
There's no scar. I mean, if there's a scar, it's inside his belly button, so you cannot even see it.
There's like a 1/4 inch that comes outside, and then he tied it all up real nice. So,
but even like when that scab falls off, there'll be nothing there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, it's so minimal. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think they sutured from the underside, underside sutures, then a lot of glue and steri strips.
That's what I think. I've never actually seen a hernia surgery done, so I don't know for sure, but that's what it looks like to me.
When the steri strips came off, there was pieces of glue. Yeah. They were sticking them all together, so I'm sure they just loaded it up, but it was awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. Ready to get back into the lifting. Timing worked out perfectly. Came off of the best rebound that I've ever seen. Not just for me, but just in general. I had an awesome rebound and felt good the whole time. Usually I somehow get injured or have some sort of sleeping disorder or some shit. But this one was really good. Doctor scheduled us 2 weeks after I called him. I mean, we just got it done. That's how I like to do shit. I don't like to fucking plan and wait. Let's just knock it out.
Yeah.
You're that way too. Like, why do we need to wait? Let's just get the shit done.
Let's just freaking do it now.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we've been up to. Still plowing through with the food. I'm trying to get back, for those couple of weeks there, I was eating lower carbohydrates because I didn't have the output, didn't have the training. So now this week we're back ramping all the way up. It's good. It's good. So good to feel full again, like when you get a full pump. My quads are going to be sore for like 5 days from that little workout. It's stupid, but I think there's times throughout the year that you're going to have to push really hard. And this last month was a hard push for everyone that I saw. Your job, my job, everybody I talked to. But just stick in it, stay in it, and try to keep that going as long as you can. If you need to take 4 hours out of a day for yourself and take a break, you need to do that. I don't think you need to go on a whole fucking week vacation and stop your life and run away from your life to come back. I think that's what happens a lot of the time. It's cool to plan a trip, like if you're all looking forward to it at the end of the year or something like that. But I found ourselves doing that, me leading, doing that, like, let's go on a trip. And I realized why did I want to do that? Because I wanted to just disconnect from everything we were doing. And I'm like, well, why do we want to disconnect? Is it in our control to fix the reason why? Okay. So now it's like so fun to just come home, have dinner with you, chill, go to bed, wake up together, train together, cardio together. That's our time. And then we go fucking work for fucking 14 hours, and then we'll hit a couple of workouts on the weekends, And that's another thing. I always see these people training Monday through Friday. Well, why don't you take the days that you have off for your big muscle groups? When I was in construction, I was a contractor. I was on site with the guys all the time, and I was busting a move. And we did 6 days a week pretty regularly. But that 6th day would be like running materials around. It wasn't bad. So I would save my heavy days, body parts that I wanted to improve on the days I had off, so I didn't feel rushed. I could put the time in, I could warm up properly, I could make sure the meals were eaten, make sure I had a good night rest the night before. And I still practice that. I still do legs on Saturday.
That's what I do too. I do my max effort leg day Saturday.
Yeah.
So that way I'm not freaking rushing from work, trying to just get it done. That's how I've hurt myself a couple of times.
Yeah, and then,
I don't like to rush. So I need at least 2 hours for all of my training days, regardless. If it's going to be any less than 2 hours, I don't even want to do it because I don't like to rush.
Well, yeah, I mean, by the time you warm up, you get that heavy main movement, warmed up into it, all the wraps and straps and crap that you got to put on. There's 45 minutes just with one movement.
It usually takes me an hour just to get through my main movement, and then another hour to an hour and a half for the accessories. So, and
when you're doing these type of lifts at a high level, it's almost unsafe if you have to rush. You really need to,
especially at this age,
spend the time, but you got to block that time out. And I know we have kids, we have jobs, we have dogs, we have houses, we have family, friends, we have all of this. You need to prioritize. You need to handle your responsibilities of full-grown male and female as an adult. Don't be a pussy about it, because I see a lot of that out there. You know, grab your nuts in the morning, slam 4 cups of coffee if you got it, and get to fucking work, right? Get the shit done. You know, whatever. You know, I need some coffees in there.
We bought an espresso machine, you guys.
Also, for Valentine's Day, she got me an Ember mug. And the cup charges, and it's got a heating element in it. That fucking thing is sweet. I wouldn't buy it for myself. It was like $100 but that thing is badass. It keeps that shit warm. You know, I can have like 5 cups. It's hot as fuck the whole time. I love it. That's why I had to have 7 cups.
I just like the coffee. I don't care. I mean, I like it hot, but I don't care if it's...
If you have a Keurig...
That's straight garbage. Now that I've had this, that is... Keurig is not coffee.
Warm up the old bat swing and fucking blast that bitch into the garbage, because this Nespresso is where it's at.
Yeah. I don't know.
Good flavored coffee. I'm not throwing it away.
You don't throw away anything. If I wasn't here, it'd be a hoarder. For sure. Everything. No, let's keep that. For what? For
what? We're going to give it to somebody. We're going to give it to somebody that's...
We're not. It's going to sit somewhere for 6 months to a year, and then without him knowing, I'm going to grab it and throw it away.
I'll bring it to the west location gym so people can have coffee in the morning.
We were having a collection of vacuums for a little while. And I'm like, Rafe, this vacuum is broken.
So I bought her these vacuums, and they were suckless vacuums.
It was so like the really light, like, what do you call it?
Well, I bought some good ones for the gym, but it was after I bought this piece of shit. It wouldn't even pick up a pebble. It wouldn't even suck up fur.
It just spits everything everywhere. So
I just, eventually she's like, it's been sitting back in the laundry.
The only thing it's good for is you take the top part off and you can suck directly on the floor. But if you actually try to vacuum, it just sprays shit everywhere. So finally, last week, I said, put that in the goddamn dumpster. It doesn't work, and I'm tired of looking at it. Every time I, knock it over in the laundry room, more rocks go everywhere.
Well, so it was in construction. I was known for having the right tools for the job on site all the time. That's how I was very effective and efficient. Well, I think we're finally doing that in here. We're realizing we need certain appliances, certain tools. Like, she bought a badass Dyson vacuum. That thing is sick.
Yeah, it costs a lot, but it freaking works. So, you know what? I don't care how much it costs.
Yeah, way cleaner.
It actually sucks.
Unlike the suckless vacuum.
Yeah.
But, going back to prioritizing that time and schedule, I've been struggling the last 2 weeks because you were busy. I was busy. I wasn't prepping my food like I normally prep, my big batches. So I'm like, fucking last week I ran out of a day worth of steak. I'm like eating chicken and throwing peanut butter in it, trying to make up the calories that way. And you got to do that occasionally and be smart about it. I'm a coach and I'm coached. I've been doing this for so long. I know how to match that. But you want to stay on plan as hardcore as possible, and it really just takes a little bit of discipline. We all have things we have to deal with in our life, and it's all relative to where you're at in life. When you're 18 and you're just learning how to do this, it's going to feel like a ton of shit, and you don't even have a job yet, right? Potentially. Or you're going to school, or you're going to college. Well, when you're an adult, all that is practice. And, I coach a lot of young kids. All this is just practice when you become adult. Now you have a wife, a kid, house, dogs, work, and you're trying to bodybuild, and you're trying to make the money, and. Like, if you're not practicing this shit every day from the smaller, she had a good role model. Your mom was very, very routine, very consistent. My dad, same way. Very routine, very consistent every single day. And we chose to take the good parts of our parents and utilize them, and try not, that's what you get to do. If you spend 2 seconds to think about it, you can say, oh, I don't want to be like that, and I would like to be like that. So let's not do that, and let's be a little bit more like this, right? And hopefully your and your parents would love this for you, that you're better than they were. That's the whole goal of a parent. So anyway, I prioritize legs on the weekend because that's a motherfucker, 2.5 hour to 3 hour days just to get through the sets, to make sure you're warmed up. It takes so long when you're stronger, you're warming up. I'm not 20 anymore. So it takes me an extra half an hour in the set, and I just want to make sure I'm maximizing everything. You want to push to that line every time And that's the trick. Knowing how to push to that line, not push too much to where you get hurt, overtrain, tweak yourself, right? But then if you're not pushing to that line, it's like, well, you're leaving gains on the table. And I was specifically talking about training there. But more importantly, how many meals are you guys missing a day, a week, a month? You know, when you eat 7 meals a day, that's 49 meals in a week. You miss one a day, that's 7 meals. How many calories is 7 meals times a year? That could be literally pounds of muscle you're adding. So a lot of us are really good at the training, really good at focusing on the training. But you also got to be really good at focusing on getting to bed on time, getting your sleep, getting your hydration in, taking your vitamins, setting them up. It takes us an hour a fucking week to set all our pills out for the week, you know, because we put them in containers. Then you have no excuse. It's just throw it in the hand, throw it in the mouth, and go, right? When
if I didn't do that, I would not.
We see people like, you know, it takes a fucking half an hour if you take a lid off and take the pills out of each.
15 minutes every Sunday or Monday evening. I just load that bitch up for the week. And I just got to pour them in a cup. And it takes me about 4 handfuls to get them all down. But
I mean, this might seem like common sense, guys, but I even just reevaluate probably every week, every month. I'm just like, well, you know, how could I do that better with the load of work, with these, you know, I like to call them, you know, events that you have to shoot like a cowboy and just make them happen, plus everything that you're already trying to do, right? And I'm totally terrible at leaving a buffer. I'm like, here's my week, and I fucking pack it all away. I never leave a buffer for bullshit to happen, you know? And bullshit always happens. That's just a given. It's life. So we run pretty hard 7 days a week. You know, a lot of people will give at least 1 day a buffer. We really don't. But we kind of use Sunday as like half work, half rest. You know, we're getting ready for the next week. So we're not, you know, after we
there ain't no rest, let's be honest. We get over to the gym and I got to prep all the food for the week.
We're doing the food there because Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're training hard. We have events at the gyms. We have, well, you gotta go shopping for all the fucking food, and that takes hours, you know?
I try to do that on a different day.
Yeah, like Friday or Saturday.
I try to go, because I have to go to so many dang stores. So I got Costco on one day, Walmart on another day, and Sprouts on another day. So usually it's like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of thing, like one store a day, because that's all I can handle. I cannot do all 3 at once. Oh my god.
Well, and in Arizona, the southern states, we have what they call the snowbirds. So between like October and April, we get all the people up in the north that are retired, and they don't want to be in the cold, so they buy houses and rental houses down here. So the roads become ridiculous, and people that do not know how to drive.
So old grandma and grandpa's driving around 2 miles an hour.
In the summer, you'll be here to work 15 minutes.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, when all the snowbirds are here, it's 25 minutes sometimes. Yeah. It's literally almost double sometimes.
It takes me 25 minutes usually to get home in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And we only live 12 minutes.
It's literally a 12-minute drive, yeah. So, you know, you factor all these little things in when you're already packing your schedule tight as fuck, right? And then you get a case at work that takes longer for whatever reason, that throws you off and off and off.
But I'm like, yo, you guys know I gotta get to the gym.
I gotta eat.
I
gotta get to the gym.
Pick up the pace here.
I gotta go to bed by 8 so I can be back here by this time in the morning, you know.
Yeah.
But that was the biggest thing I think we've worked on since you switched from night shifts to day shift, was going to bed earlier. Because this guy wakes up at the same time regardless if he goes to bed early or late. Like, I just up. And I feel like crap if I don't get enough sleep. And you know, we really only shoot for 8. I probably get an average of 6.5, probably. And that's decent if you're not bodybuilding. But because we put all this energy out, our body needs the time to repair. So occasionally, if I can grab a 20-minute nap on a Thursday after my massage, I will. You know, instead of trying to caffeinate through your life, you can do that for X amount of time, but at some point in time, it just catches up to you and just hits you like a train. But what else is coming up here?
So I'm not doing the Texas Pro. Women's bodybuilding does not exist at the Texas Pro. It was a mistake on the behalf of the IFBB.
Yeah.
According to the promoter, Freddie, he said it should have never been on the website, but
Mistake.
And I got really excited because we had talked to him in the past when I think when I competed there in 22.
Well, I reached out to him too recently.
We had asked him to add women's bodybuilding, and he was like, well, I'd love to, but I don't have anybody to sponsor the prize money. So that was the big ordeal. So then when I saw it posted, I was like, yeah, like, because that's where I want to go. Like, I love Texas. If I could live anywhere but here, I mean, no, I shouldn't say that. Yeah, if I could move anywhere in Texas. I was going to say I don't love Arizona, but I've just lived here. I've lived here forever, so I don't know much different.
Yeah.
But if I could move somewhere else, it would be Texas for sure. So I really wanted to do that show.
Shows around that same time frame.
Yeah. So I think the tentative plan, I haven't solidified anything yet, but I think it's most likely going to be Chicago again. I've done Chicago twice already. Really shit the bed the first time.
That was in women's physique.
Yeah.
The very first show.
That was literally my pro debut.
That was like
I got dead last.
That was the year or two before I bet.
I thought I was so jacked, you guys. I thought I was like friggin'. I was like, I'm gonna show up and win this pro debut. I got the doors blown right off of me. But then I did it again 2 years ago.
2023, you did your pro debut or your bodybuilding.
My women's bodybuilding debut. And I got third, which sucked because we completely missed the peak, but that was a
lot of other factors.
Yeah. But I came back strong right after that show and did the right.
The venue's good. The trip was good. It was a good time. It's just we didn't fucking win. And that sucks because we're winners. And we don't compete for anything less than fucking first.
And I know what my version of peeled and shredded looks like, and we were not there, and we were not getting there, and it wasn't there before we left, but there was other factors that contributed to that we have since fixed.
Yeah.
And I fixed right after that show because I had another show 4 or 6 weeks after the Rising.
It was actually 10 weeks that year. Yeah.
Or 10 weeks, and we fixed those things that were wrong, and I was actually pretty
she looked good
for that one.
But you're going to see a package you haven't seen yet. And I know everyone else always says that, but this has been 2 years off season, lifting, powerlifting really heavy, body weights at the highest level. Clothes don't fit like they used to. Like, she's not even wearing the same clothes that she did 2 years ago. She's like,
I went from small to extra large in a month.
Like we're talking, and not in a bad way, guys. Like,
my shoes don't even fit anymore, you guys.
So I'm excited to see what this looks like.
Yeah.
Completely stripped down.
So I think Chicago again, they say third time's a charm, so.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Chicago is where it's going to be.
Otherwise, we got a couple different options, but we're going to just play it by ear.
I was like, I'm not doing Tampa because Michaela Aycock's doing Tampa because she lives there, but I'm sad to report that Michaela is no longer competing. I just learned that today.
It's on her page.
You guys can check it out. I'm not going to give her information out of my own mouth, but I'm sad to see her not be.
Because they're good friends, we didn't want to go and show and compete. And, I mean, it's fun and stuff, but we're going to win.
And low-key, I'm like, Michaela shredded shit, kicked my ass. Like, you want to talk about somebody who gets peeled? Like, I ain't never seen no female get inside out peeled like her. It is so impressive. Like,
at that size.
There is no female out there that I've seen that looks even remotely close to that level of condition. So,
as a female bodybuilder, especially, because that's big size too. It's easy to get shredded when you're skinny. But
AF.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even right now, I'm sure, I mean, she hasn't posted anything lately, but I'm sure she's still.
I don't think she'll give it up.
Vascular from freaking.
Yeah.
From her ear to her toe. But I'm like, how do you stay that lean and that strong all at the same time? But. So we'll miss her for sure.
So this year was really cool. We kind of had set it up since probably around April, May last year, where I was like, okay, I'm going to dial this in. I'm going to get the card. And then I have to take 2025 off. Not for just improvements. I am going to improve, and that season's good. And I do want to utilize that, and I will. And I have. I had the hernia that I had to take care of. We wanted to nail that in January, and God's will, we did. Timing worked out well, but 2025 is about, for me, working on the businesses, building them a little bit more at a higher level, and then focus, being able to focus fully on you as a coach and not be competing myself is awesome, because I can take all that load, that stress that you had to handle when I'm in prep, and I'll hold that. I'll be your professional bag carrier around the shows, and
I don't carry any bags.
yeah, because I'm carrying them.
I see these girls with these freaking big old suitcases and crap. Like, what do you possibly need?
You're gonna get back there and go like this, and that's what you present. Like, what do you need?
Yeah, like this is what's going on stage. I don't know what kind of garbage you have in your big old suitcase, but
yeah. So it'll be cool. I really want her to be the best you've ever been, and you have all the.
I would like to show up to Chicago and for Steve Weinberger to be like,
God damn.
holy fuck, where did she come from? So, the last time he saw me, I was conditioned, but I was not. I was not what my level of conditioning is. I was conditioned to probably what most people are like. Oh my god, that's shredded. Like, no, that's not shredded. You guys don't know what shredded is if you think that's shredded. But I know what my best conditioning looks like, and I just want to show up like that.
Show up like that, plus the size that you added.
Size.
Yeah.
I just want Steve to be like, well, there's
that's a full package.
Straight to the middle. There's no other question. Just pull me off the stage and.
Because when you stand with Yo, you're right there, tit for tat. Like, they're comparable, And she won the Rising last year, and she's second in the world multiple times. Physique-wise, shape-wise, portion size, put togetherness is there. It's
they
just
both train very similarly.
Yeah.
She powerlifts and
she's a little bit more conditioned, but not more conditioned than you've been. So we're just going to bring you back to that conditioning. You'll be right there. Yeah. So we're excited about that. I'm excited about that shit. For me, our vacations, but we don't take trips. We don't vacation. I'm like, hey, do you want to come with me to a hernia? We'll have a vacation. That's our vacations. We'll go out to eat 2 or 3 times. Like, yay. So we spend $15,000 on a hernia and then call it a vacation, right? And, we're vacationing to Cleveland in the middle of January when it's 23 below zero. Yeah. So these shows when we go, that's fun for me. I get to train at other gyms. I just hang out with all our buds, And
we're going to get there quite a bit earlier this time. I think we plan on flying out Monday.
Yeah.
So, and I won't compete till usually Friday. Because last time we got there on a Wednesday and I was on stage Friday. And for me, that's just not enough time for my body to...
We've found it's a full 48 after we hit the ground. A full 48 to come back to baseline. Mm-hmm. And that whole time you're working, we're moving food, we're moving fluid. Okay. When your body is like, then when it takes that cortisol level off, that little hint, and it's just a little hint, guys. Cortisol is fucking intense. It can ruin a physique in a second on stage. So being completely chill and relaxed about your whole prep, and this is not just show day, your whole outlook on this process has to be, I got it, man. I'm doing the work. I'm going to be my best. I'm going to show up and pose like I've practiced. I got this guy in my corner, this gal in my corner. We're good. What do I need to stress about? I'm just going to eat the food. I'm going to do the posing. I'm going to take the naps. And I'm going to show up and enjoy it, And you always see the guys and the gals that are most laid back, like Michaela. She's super fucking laid back. And she dials it in almost every time.
When you're that good, you don't need to practice. Yes, she practices plenty in her garage at home or whatever. But when you're that good, you don't need to be all worried about that type of stuff backstage. You just need to lay down and chill. You already know what to do. You've done it a million times.
Well, shit, where was I? I was sitting, there's a whole backstage area. I'm way outside in the area where everybody's walking in with my feet up, and they're calling my number, and I'm in the outside bathroom taking a leak. And I literally walked back there, got some glaze on, and walked on stage. I pumped up for 3 minutes. I literally walked right on stage. That's how, that was kind of a little close, I'll be honest. That was about 5 minutes close. But I could have had a little more glaze. But, it worked. I was relaxed. I'm not going to sit back there with all these guys that are, And at a pro level, it's a little bit different. They're guys for one. You're competing on the same circuit. You probably competed with them as an amateur coming up. Or been on podcasts with them, whatever, right? So you're just chilling, I don't see very many pros. There are some. I can name some that I know get stressed out when they're backstage still, but why? If you've done all of your work you have nothing to worry about. It's when you haven't done your work, that's why you're worried, or it's your very first time and you just don't know what to expect. But after that first time, I don't have butterflies going in. I don't, do you? The only time I'll have butterflies is when they call you to the middle and it's like, yeah, fucking, I won that. I own that one, you know. But, and then it's like, okay, now I got it. I'm not moving from this motherfucker. Everything's dying in, so. But, yeah, it's exciting. You can tell. Clearly, we get excited about this shit. We got good people in our corner. We got a good team, good crew, posing coaches, you know. Us being this way already to each other, you know, we can look and make tweaks. Plus, we have posing coaches. Your strength training coach. I mean, shit, I'm here making the food, so you ain't gonna cheat anyway.
Well, shoot, you need a coach for everything. Everybody's like, I can do it myself. No, you can't. No, you can't. I mean, yes, you can.
You can at certain levels.
Yes, there's very few people that can do it.
You know, when you're an Olympian, you probably have the most amount of help. I know Chris Bumstead, Phil Heath, those guys don't just have diet and training coaches and posing coaches, mental health coaches, you know, how they set up I mean, they have, because it's everything. Mm-hmm. You're taking you and you're putting it up there. So everything inside this has to be dialed in, you know. But let's keep plowing strong. We're only like 47, 48, 49, something like that days into the year. We just got started. We shouldn't be backing off the throttle at all. I mean, maybe pull over and take a little piss break, but get back on that truck and start flooring that subbitch again. We got to keep going. There's work to do. Yeah, that's why I got to tell myself every fucking day. I'm like, God, I got so much shit to do. I just got to keep going.
On that note, I need a shower.
Yes.
Eat dinner. And get to bed. It's 6:14. Bedtime is in.
We've been up like what, fucking 7
We've been up since 3 o'clock this morning.
Holy shit.
So, however long that is. 15 hours? 16 hours?
Yeah.
15. I don't know. I can't remember.
By noon, we've had most people's normal day by noon. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Good seeing you guys. Leave some comments. Please share us if you like what you're seeing here. If you have any questions, topics you want us to chat about, you know, training, diet, sex. Well, maybe not that one.
You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know.
You know what I'm saying. All right. Thanks, guys. We're out.